So you can prepare the final. Okay. So we learned modern art during the World War I. And the postmodern art is about after the World War II. And World War II was brought to a What happened? So World War II was brought to a terrifying end on August 9, 1945, when the United States dropped an atomic bomb on the Japanese city of Nagasaki. The United States and the Soviet Union had emerged from the war as the two dominant superpowers were entering into the prolonged nuclear-armed standoff known as the Cold War. So we are going to see the art movement about this era. So the center of artistic energy had shifted. So several developments had paved the ways for this flowering of advanced art in America. So one of the founding of the Museum of Modern Art is in New York City in 1929. So this is the timeline. The modern art movements arose in Europe since foundation of Louvre Museum in Paris. However, the foundation of the Museum of Modern Art in New York City, the art trends moved from Europe to the America. Oops. So the painters associated with the first major post-war art movement are commonly referred to as the New York School here during World War II. And there are diverse art styles emerged in 60s and 70s in America. And today we are going to see this abstract expressionists of the New York School and pop art in 60s and 70s. So the New York School was a group of painters also known as the abstract expressionists. Abstract expressionists were Jackson Pollock and William de Kooning. And these two artists are the most famous artists of abstract expressionists. So this is Jackson Pollock, and he was an American painter and a major figure in the abstract expressionist movement. And he was widely noticed for his technique for pulling or splashing liquid household paint onto a horizontal surface, enabling him to view and paint his canvases from all angles. So this is his work. And Jackson Pollock had perfected his drip technique named action painting. Please remember this term, action painting. So Jackson Pollock used a dripping technique named action painting as an abstract expressionist artist. And Pollock placed the unstretched canvas on the floor and painted on it indirectly by casting paint from a brush in controlled gestures or by dripping paint from a stir stick. So layer after layer, color after color, the painting grew into an all-over tangle of graceful arcs, dribbled lines, spatters, and pools of color. And the next abstract expressionist artist is William de Kooning, and he was a Dutch-American abstract expressionist artist. The years after World War II, de Kooning painted in a style that came to be referred to as abstract expressionist or action painting, and was part of a group of artists that came to be known as the New York School. So this is his painting. De Kooning's well-known Woman series began in 1950 and culminating in Woman 6 owes much to Pablo Picasso, not least in the aggressive, penetrative breaking apart of the figure and the spaces around it. And the woman painting is considered as a significant work of art for the museum through its historical context about the post-World War II and American feminist movement. So he once believed the history of female representations as the idol, the Venus, and the nude. Now let's see 60s and 70s art. And composer John Cage said, music and art should be an affirmation of the life, not an attempt to bring order out of chaos, nor to suggest improvements in creation, but simply a way of waking up to the very life we are living. So like the Dadaists of 40 years earlier, young artists began mixing art back up with life as they found it, sometimes literally and often humorously. And critics called the trend Neo-Dada, means New Dada. And during 60s and 70s, the directions that had been set out in the previous decade were continued, questioned, and complicated by new trends. So the first art movement in 60s and 70s we are going to see is pop art. Have you ever heard about pop art before? Maybe some of you research it when you do the t-shirt design, right? So pop for popular. The artists of pop found the gold mine of visual material in the mundane, mass-produced objects and images of America's popular culture, such as comic books, advertising, billboards, and packaging, and the ever-expanding world of home appliances and the other commodities, and photographic images from cinema, television, and newspaper. So like Neo-Dada, pop drew art closer to life, but life as it had already been transformed into images by advertising and the media. So we are going to see 3 artists of pop art. So this is the first artist, Andy Warhol. So he's born in Pittsburgh to working class immigrant parents, and Warhol earned a degree in design at Carnegie Institute of Technology in 1949. And he was an American artist, director, and producer who was a leading figure in the visual art movement known as pop art. And his goal was to become a commercial artist, and within a year of arriving in New York City, he had a top assignment from Glamour magazine, Harper's Bazaar, Vogue, Martini and Rosie, Columbia Records, and many others. And his whimsical line drawings of cats, butterflies, and especially women's shoes. This made him one of the most sought and highly paid illustrators in the city. And after working as an illustrator for only a few years, Warhol reinvented himself as a fine artist. He based his paintings on imagery he found in American mass media, such as news photos, celebrity headshots, film stills, comics, logos, and advertisements. To convert his source images into paintings, Warhol made them into photo, silk screen, or screen printing, we learned it before, and painted them on canvas. Smudges, misalignments, and inconsistencies were accepted, giving the paintings a handmade appearance despite his use of a commercial process. So there is a video about the Andy Warhol's silk screen printing work process. Please watch it for your understanding. So this painting is very popular, right? So this is made by Andy Warhol, the pop artist. So sometimes his paintings include a single image like this, Marilyn Monroe, the celebrities images, and like this, Campbell Soup series. So these become larger than life iconic portraits, while those printed in grid suggest the way the repetition can simultaneously embed an image in one's memory and deaden its effect. And these brash, innovative works are considered icons of pop art, a movement that both critiqued and celebrated post-war American consumer culture. So by the end of the decade, Warhol had become a celebrity in his own right, equally famous for his platinum wig and the star-studded parties. And he threw at his studio, the factory. He called his studio as a factory because he printed his fine art work like producing a product. And as he was for his painting, drawing, and sculpture, and films. In 1968, Warhol was shot and nearly killed by the actress Valerie Solanas, who had been part in one of his films. And post-shooting, his work became both more commercial and more introspective. And he hired himself out as a portraitist, making flattering images of the rich and famous, but he also made haunting self-portraits that hinted at his purported fear of death. So although he was only 58 years old when he died, he left an immense body of work that seems increasingly relevant today as the distinctions among art, entertainment, information, and spectacle continue to erode. And the next pop artist is Roy Lichtenstein. So Roy Lichtenstein was born on October 27, 1923 in New York City. And his father was a successful real estate broker, and his mother was a homemaker, and she had trained as a pianist, and she exposed Roy and his sister Rennie to museums, concerts, and other aspects of New York culture. And Roy showed artistic and musical ability early on. He drew, painted, and sculpted as a teenager and spent many hours in the American Museum of Natural History and the Museum of Modern Art. So this is his work. Looks like a cartoon, right? So his work is inspired by cartoon. So cartoon is which is the one of the America's popular culture. And Liechtenstein used stencils, thick black outlines, and primary colors to elevate both commercial images and the commercial printing process into art. And he used familiar imagery to create art that could be enjoyed by the masses after the serious and complicated abstract expressionist movement. And he said, pop art looks out into the world. It doesn't look like a painting of something. It looks like the thing itself. And there is a video about Roy Liechtenstein's fun work process in this in the model room. So please watch it. And the last pop artist we are going to see is Jeff Koons. Jeff Koons is an American artist recognized for his work dealing with popular culture and his sculptures depicting everyday objects, including balloon animals produced in stainless steel with mirror finish surfaces. And he lives and works in both New York City and his hometown of York, Pennsylvania. And this is the most popular work. And Jeff Koons, he's one of the world's most expensive living artists, and he is widely known for his balloon animal sculptures. Began his Bronze Hulk Elvis series more than a decade ago. And this is his Elvis Hulk work. So the works from the Going On series Hulk Elvis range from precision machined bronze sculptures and it inspired by inflatable of the popular comic book, the comic book hero, and extruded in 3 dimensions. For Koons, the character represents not only Western comic book culture, but Eastern guardian gods as well. And he said they are there as protectors, but at the same time, they can become very, very violent. The Hulks are like that. They are really high testosterone symbols. And Koons designed Lady Gaga's art pop album cover and exhibited artwork at Gaga's art rave in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. And there is his interview video about his works of art. Please watch it for fully understanding this amazing artist. And we are going to continue to see the 60s and 70s art and postmodernism art on this Thursday. And we have to see the sketchbook, the final sketchbook submission. All right. So this is the final sketchbook submission guide. Unfortunately, this final sketchbook submission file should be, you should submit it on time the latest submission is not acceptable. And the due date is by this Sunday, December 13th. And the sketchbook submission file form is provided in week 15. So let me show you where it is. It's here. It's week 15. And it's here. Final sketchbook project submission form. Okay.
Professor, I try to open that and it won't open. It says that something about media, Windows media not allowing it.
Okay.
Can it be done like on
you can create your form. You can create your form, but I will send it to you by email just in case.
Okay.
Okay. I will send it to everyone. Okay.
And all the projects have to go in one document?
Yes. Yes, that's right. So by clicking this link, you can just, simply download it like this. No. Yeah.
Professor, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm confused a little bit about the final sketchbook project. But you said we have to submit all sketchbook we do before, we did before, or we have to do the new.
No, oh, yes. So you don't need to make new. You're gonna just, take a picture of
because
finish the
because
work.
we all because I always finish my sketchbook and then I submit it to
Okay.
other one.
Then
So you have to
you're
wait
really
because
good.
maybe some sketchbook maybe I losses you don't know, maybe I don't have all my sketchbook on me.
Okay.
Or we already submitted in each week sketchbook. When you give a sketchbook, I always submitted my sketchbook. I don't know
I see.
why you have to wait. We have to do again. I don't know why.
This is just, submit all, we're gonna just put them together in all sketchbook file. Okay.
Because I see right here you say submit all the.
I told that
Because
at the beginning of the course, Memen. Yeah.
okay.
But you know what? Don't worry about it. Since you posted all the finished artworks in each Moodle room, right?
Yeah, I
Each Moodle
did.
room section, then you can just, download your photo and then
Okay,
paste
okay.
in this file. Okay.
No, I have it, but I think if you finish is not something. I don't know where you maybe you can
This is
understand it, but
this is
it's the same
for
thing. But
no, Memen, I know you finished your work already, right? But some of you, most of you, I guess, didn't finish your artwork. So that's why I have to see the complete artworks, okay?
okay.
Yeah.
But the last one where you say upload the final sketchbook submitted 5 in week 5 is the same thing, or you have to do another artwork sketchbook?
No, you don't need to make another artwork. You don't need to make a new artwork. You're gonna just, copy and paste your old artwork photos, okay? In this file, okay?
Professor,
Okay.
I also pretty much did everything I was gonna do when I submitted.
Yes, I know your work, Alba. So same as you, Alba. You can just do, copy and paste your, work photos and, just, paste it in the, the submission file with the descriptions. That's it.
They have discussion too.
Of course, you wrote it. You
We
wrote
have
the
to
description,
we
right?
have to we have to submit the discussion to all the discussion we did.
Yes, yes.
Eh?
Yeah, you can just copy and paste. You can just copy the description from the Moodle room and then paste it. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
Yeah.
no problem.
So this project is for giving you the extra credit, actually.
No
That's
problem. Okay.
my original intention. Okay.
But where we have to submit the description to?
Of course, artwork should, artwork always has the description. Okay, that's the
Okay.
process to learning the art. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So again, the due date is by this Sunday, December 13th. And again, the sketchbook submission file form is provided in week 15. And just in case you cannot download it, I will send the form by email to all of you. And here, you must submit at least 8 pieces completed artwork. Your artwork should be completed, okay? And if you don't submit at least 8 pieces completed artworks, you cannot pass this course, okay? So this is the proof you participate this course. Here, if you submit all the 11 pieces completed artworks, then you will get extra credit to upgrade your final grade. So we've made 11 pieces, but you can just submit, you can just pick 8 pieces in the all artworks, or if you want to get an extra credit, you should submit all the 11 pieces artworks, and these should be completed. And please upload the file, the final sketchbook submission file in week 15 by this Sunday. Okay, so let me show you the form. So this is the actual final sketchbook project submission form. You will just type your name on the first page and paste all the artwork pictures with the short description from the next page. And if you want, you can make your own form to submit this final sketchbook project file. Okay, so this is our first project, the logo design. So there is a project number here, sketchbook 2.2, and the first number means the week. So if you want to search your work and your description, you can just go to the week 2 and find the week 2 form. Okay, so that's why I'm providing this number. And for this name design project, you should write which theme of art you use for your name design and the reason why you choose the theme to represent yourself. So you've already wrote in the Moodle room the description. You wrote it, right? So you can just simply copy and paste in this form. And remember, your finished work must be same as the one you showed in the Moodle room as the process. And some of the students submit different artworks and paste someone else drawing images on the online. Don't do that. Your final work must be same as the process work you posted in the Moodle room during this course. And if you submit different artwork with the process, you will get 0 point for the final submission. Then it will be really hard to pass this course. And this is the second project, pattern design. For this project, you should write the color and the shapes you used in this pattern design. And the third project is asymmetrical drawing. For this project, you should write which asymmetrical balance type you applied. And this is the fourth project, collage. For this project, you should write what you represented. And this is the 5th project, t-shirt design. For this project, you should write which popular art you applied in your drawing. And this is the 6th project, photography. For the description, you should write why this photograph represents yourself. This is the 7th project, morphing drawing. You should write what kind of things you morphed for this project. And this is the 8th project, and you should write what you made and where you want to decorate with this image. And this is the 9th project, perspective drawing, and you should write which options you drew. And this is 10th project, hand drawing, and you should write what kind of the Baroque art you applied into your hand drawing. And this is last project, transformational self-portrait drawing. And for this project, you must show 2 artworks, and one should be representational self-portrait drawing or your photo, and the other one is non-representational self-portrait. And you should write what kind of modern art applied into your non-representational self-portrait. So that's it. So let me know if you have any question about this final sketchbook submission. Do you have any other question about this? So